What is the Loving Parent Guidebook? Hello, I'm Ken Francis, California licensed marriage and family therapist, and I would like to give a therapist perspective to working the Loving Parent Guidebook. I've already done a couple videos about preparing to do it, but now that I've gone through the workbook a couple times, I'd like to take the time to make some bite-sized, helpful videos that will hopefully help anybody who's preparing or thinking about doing work through the Loving Parent Guidebook. I'm going to be explaining the what, when, how, and where of the Loving Parent Guidebook. So let's start by talking about the what. What exactly is this manual called the Loving Parent Guidebook? The Loving Parent Guidebook is one of 3 workbooks put out by the Adult Children of Alcoholics World Service Organization. The first one is the Yellow Book or the STEP Workbook. This is a traditional approach to help you work the 12 steps of Adult Children of Alcoholics. The next manual is the Laundry List Workbook, and this is to help you with reducing your laundry list traits and making your life more manageable. The new book, the Loving Parent Guidebook, the goal of this book is to become your own loving parent. And that's the solution, right? The solution is to become your own loving parent. So why not have a guidebook that helps you get there? The Loving Parent Guidebook, from my perspective, reads like a therapist manual to help somebody get in touch with their inner self. This is obviously not how it was written. It was written for fellow travelers to help each other, or sponsors to help sponsees, or people to work together in a group. But looking at it, I see a lot of valuable techniques in here that I can use in my practice and in the therapy group work that I do with my patients. And when I talk about therapy, this book actually draws a lot from existing psychological theories, and what they've done is they've kind of rebranded some of these theories into the ACA model. The biggest theory of all used in this workbook is internal family systems. This is something that is used throughout the book, but some of the terminology has changed. So now we're talking about the inner child, the inner teenager, the critical parent, and the loving parent. There's also a lot of cognitive behavioral theories in the book when they talk about distortions, and some DBT or mindfulness skills that have been reworked as well and worked into the workbook. As I said, the goal of working through the workbook is to become your own loving parent. But really at its essence, it's to do some trauma reprocessing. It's to do some healing if you have any complex post-traumatic stress disorder, any CPTSD. And the book really does help to get to that place of healing. However, the book is not EMDR therapy. It is not psychodrama. There's a lot of aspects of therapy that are very efficient and helpful to some people that require a licensed therapist and one trained in that specific type of therapy. But if you just want to try to do some healing on your own, either you haven't been able to find the right therapist, you don't have the right insurance, you have other barriers in front of you, this is a really good tool to help you start your journey. And I really think you can accomplish a lot by working through this guidebook. This book uses the model of teaching you to look at yourself as if you are broken down into 4 different parts. One part of you is the inner child, another part is the inner teenager. You have the critical parent, and you have the loving parent. Understanding each of these parts of you, how these parts come together to make you whole, is a huge part of this book. However, a lot of these parts make us whole in a very hurtful and painful existence, because these parts are not working together. Usually the critical parent is kind of behind the wheel and triggering the other parts of yourself. So this book really is about understanding these principles and awakening your loving parent so that your loving parent can set all these different parts of you in balance so that you are no longer functioning on the negative, critical, trauma side, but you're working towards a place of serenity. So the book is all about learning how to take gentleness breaks. So right now I'm also going to ask you to take a gentleness break and maybe digest some of the information that I've just given you. And in the process, if you could give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, it helps the algorithms of the video and the video will reach more people that way. Also, you will be alerted of the next videos as they come out. And I ask, if you also really like this, please share this with other fellow travelers so that they can benefit as well. So take a gentleness break, and I will see you in the next video, which is the how to tackle the Loving Parent Guidebook.